Good day to you, lovely students. Welcome to my lesson on methods. And today I'm going to be looking at the solution for the coding challenge 1. So here's the graphical user interface, your front-end development. You had to have a button called reverse, and using a t-edit, you had to enter a sentence and then reverse each word of the sentence. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the activity. For those of you that managed to present a solution within 30 minutes, well done to you. Let's have a look at the solutions, and for those of you that did not get it correct, pay careful attention to my solutions. Okay, so let's go and look at the private section where you had to declare a procedure. So this is the procedure called reversed words that I'm looking at. I created a procedure. Remember, it is a predefined keyword procedure followed by the name of the procedure. And this procedure is bringing in a parameter, and I'm bringing in a sentence which is of data type string. Let's go and have a look at the procedure. So there's your procedure, reversed words, a sentence being brought in. And remember, where we get this parameter is when we call the procedure, we send in the sentence as an argument to the procedure when it is called. So don't worry at this stage where this value is coming from, because by now you know exactly when the procedure is called, an argument is sent to the procedure. I created 2 variables, one for the word, to reverse the word, and one for the new sentence. I then initialized the word variable to an empty string called a null string, and I also initialized sReverse, which is the new string, to a null string. Okay, so I'm running a loop from 1 to the length of the sentence. I'm checking if in the sentence it is a space. If I find a space, my sReverse, which is the new sentence, plus the word, plus the space. And then all I'm doing is I'm setting the word back to the null string, to an empty string. If this condition is false, which means there isn't a space, it then goes into the else statement, and the word takes on the character at the index plus s-word, which is a null string. So let's trace it each time we do not find a space. Let's start again from the beginning. For I is assigned 1 to length of sent do. It's going to run, if we take in this sentence, it's going to start at 1 and end 1 character after the end, because I'm going to add a space to the existing character when I do an input. Remember, the number of words is 1 more than the number of spaces. So at the end, when I'm doing input, I'm going to add a space to the existing sentence. We can add a space for now. Let's just add a space in coding so that you're aware that that is a space. So if sent of I is equal to a space, when I is 1, at index 1, I have the character T. Is that a space? No. If this is false, it's not a space. It then goes into the else, and it formulates the reversed word. I'm then assigning s-word to s-send of I. When I is 1, the character of index 1 is a T. So it's gonna be the letter T plus a null string. Hold that in memory. I go back up and I is now 2. If s-send of index 2, is it a space? At index 2, it's the letter H. I go into the else statement, and S word is then assigned S% of I, which is the letter H, plus the letter T. And now I get HT. I go back up and I is now 3. If S% of index 3 is equal to a space, at index 3 it's the letter E. No, I come into the else statement and the word is now going to be the letter E plus HT. So S word now has EHT. Okay, so I go back up and now I now becomes 4. If S% of I is equal at 4, is equal to a space? At index 4 in this example is a space. True. I now come in and reverse, which is the null string. It starts off at the null string. Plus, the value of S word is EHT. So that is the first word reversed. And all I'm doing is adding a space to it so that when it displays, it's going to display the first word reversed plus a space. And then all I'm doing here is I'm now initializing the word back to nothing, to an empty string or a null string. I hit the end and I go back up and I now goes to 5. I'm now checking if cent of index I at 5 is equal to a space. At 5 it's the W. No, it goes into the else and then it starts recreating the word reversed. So it starts again. S cent of I at 5 is W plus the null string. And then it continues until the length of the string. And at the end, all I'm doing is I'm assigning the reversed string to my T-edit. So when this procedure is called, I'm entering a sentence plus a space. I'm calling my procedure reversed words, and I'm sending the sentence that I input as an argument to this procedure. Let's try it, let's run it and see what it looks like. Okay, so enter a sentence and let's go with the quick brown fox. Okay, remember I need to add a space and reverse. It took each word and it reversed it. Okay, so let's look at another alternative solution by a student. So in this example, I'm going to present the solution of one of the students that submitted an excellent solution to me. So let's have a look at what the student alternative solution was. A very interesting solution and I was highly impressed. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So reverse string is the new string. Okay, I can put a comment. The new string. And it's set or initialized to the null string. I count is the length of the sentence being brought in. So I'm getting the length of the sentence and the while loop is checking so long as the length of the new string is not equal to the length of the sentence, because you don't want it to exceed the length of the sentence. I'm going to reverse. That's my variable to reverse. I'm setting it or initializing it to the null string. So this is going to reverse each word. I then copy the word using copy. I'm copying from the sentence, starting at position 1, and I'm ending at the position of the space -1. So I'm just only copying the word without the space. I then run a loop from the word down to 1. And all the for loop is doing is it's reversing the word, each character of the word. I then out of the for loop, after I've reversed the first word, I then formulate my new string. Okay, so there's your new string set to the null string initially, the first word reversed, and a space. After I formulate the first word into a string, I then delete from the sentence, start at position 1, and take this number of characters. That's what I want to delete. I want to delete the position of the space up to the position of the space in the sentence. So it's going to delete the first word, including the space, because the first word is already being reversed. I go back up and I'm doing that for the next word. And then I'm then displaying the reversed string onto a t-edit. Note again in this example, when I'm calling it, I'm adding a space to the end of the sentence. So it's called, enter a sentence using a t-edit, and when the user enters a sentence, you have to enter a sentence plus a space. I'm then sending the string value as an argument to the procedure that I wrote. Alright, so let's take a look and see what this looks like. Let's run it. Okay, so enter a sentence. Let's enter again. The quick brown fox. And student reversed it, and it did reverse each one of the words. All right, so thank you, students, for listening. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this exercise. If you had any problems, go back and look at my solutions. Let's go back and have a look at it. And if you have any queries, you can send me a one-liner of your problem on a comment, and I'll be willing to answer any questions that you have. Alternatively, I will be uploading the solution onto my resource folder. So go and download the Delphi program directly from the resource folder, and you can run both the alternative and my solution and see what it looks like. And if you want me, I could actually comment what I did here so that you'd understand it better when you're downloading it if you have a problem. It adds the reversed word plus a space. That's what it's doing, okay? And here in this, I could take up the example and just put a comment for you here. Reverses each word when it is not a space. All right. Thank you, learners, for listening.